All right, welcome back, everybody who is watching this. And so now let's just go through the cards here. Let's start the Demon Hunter cards. So first off, for a Demon Hunter, I have these listed from common to rare. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, I am not counting the hero cards because hero cards are pretty much guaranteed not to be in, but I don't know 100%. All right, first one here. Battle Worn Felguard here, I have it as a 3-star card. So 2/2, when your hero attacks, summon 2 1/1 Felwings. You are not going to use this without your hero attacking. So what is that? That's basically a better Microtech controller from Boomsday, and then it has a repeatable effect. So you can protect this. You get a lot of things. That's pretty good. Like that's an above average card. That's a 3-star card. That's not a problem. Dead Prison Glaive. Dead Prison Glaive here. Honorable kill. Deal damage equal to your hero's attack to the enemy hero. 1 mana 1/3 weapon, that's kind of mediocre. That's why it's a 2-star card. The honorable kill effect, number 1, it's not like you can activate it, but it's just like a bit of extra face damage. Number 2, there are a lot of Demon Hunter buffs, weapon buffs, that it's not like an increment of 1 or 2. It's like a lot of things at one time. So I don't know if you get one of those buffs and you play with this, how reliable the honorable kill effect is. So those are the problems there. All right. Next card here, we got Flag Runner. Flag Runner, this is, to me, it's a worse version of a neutral card in Flesh Eating Ghoul. Because a 3/3 is better than a 1/6. This only works when a friendly minion dies. So you need to have a bunch of things on the board that you need to trade off for this to get buffed. It grows slower, and ultimately that's like a low 2-star card. It's like barely above average. It's barely average. Field of Strife. Field of Strife, I covered this a little bit. I think this is a 3-star card, like a low to mid 3-star card, just because it makes trades a lot better. If you've got things that summon things, such as the Battle Worn Vanguard, this makes it a lot better. So I think you don't want to play this on 2. You want to play this on like turn 4, turn 5, or turn 6, when you have something of a board and you can make that make your board stronger. Like oftentimes in Druid, like something like a Mark of the Wild is used as a finish just because you need that +1 damage. Or so I think this is a similar thing here in Demon Hunter. I think ultimately that's a good card. That's a 3-star card. Warden of Chains. Where's Warden of Chains? Taunt. Battlecry, if you're holding a demon that costs 5 or more, gain +1/+2. You're not going to be holding a demon that costs 5 or more. There are no demons that cost 5 or more. Like, actually, I'm going to go over here. Current arena cards. So, demon, neutral, 5+, filter, minion type, demon. Okay, here. Include neutral here. All right. So, like, okay, here's the arena set. What cards are you going to have? Shavara and Morak Feldspeen. Okay, those are fine. That's it. Let's say instead of neutral, you're a Demon Hunter. What else can you have? Inquisitor, Priestess of Fury. Those are fine. Brute, probably Anton. That's like 6 cards. So you're going to be relying on 6 cards, a lot of them which are rare, in order to trigger the effect. I don't think, like, I don't trust the effect to go off. I don't trust you to have these cards. So I'm saying overall, it's just going to be a 2-star card. It's not reliable enough to matter. Let me get back over here, Demon Hunter. All right. Next one here, Flanking Maneuver. So 4-star card. Like, why is it not a 5-star card? Why is it not a 5-star card? Honestly, just because I'm comparing it directly to Restless Mummy. So I know Restless Mummy is a low 4-star card, and that's a 3/2 that summons a 3/2 when it dies to rush into something else. So Flanking Maneuver is worse in the sense of not being able to play it on curve. And I think a lot of times it's going to be very similar to how you use a Restless Mummy, where the extra attack is not really going to matter. There are cases when it will matter. But if I'm comparing it to Restless Mummy, which is a low 4-star card, then this is going to be like a mid to high 4-star card, and it just does not break the level of a 5-star card. But still, dealing 4 damage twice on the same turn, that can be really powerful. So yes, something you always want to pick. Urzul Giant. It's going to get cheap. It just takes too long to get there. So because of that, it just you're not going to be able to cheat it out on 5 mana like you are with a lot of the other giants. So ultimately, in the mid to late game, getting it out for like maybe 2 or 1 or 0 can be really powerful. But again, that is past the point where maybe you've already lost the game at that point, or maybe you're at the point where just that isn't enough to completely swing the game in your favor. So ultimately, 3-star card there. Next one here, Sigil of Reckoning. At the start of next turn, summon a random demon from your hand. You're paying 5 mana to summon a demon, some of which have, like Shivara, have a battle cry that's really, really powerful. That's going to have summoning sickness. Like, again, don't do it. Like, you need something like an Illidari Inquisitor to justify this. And I don't think you're going to get it. 0-star card, do not pick. Carla Felsoul. One second. Transform into a 6/6 copy of a demon in your deck. Doesn't really do anything. Like, 2-star card, I guess. Like, again, you're going to get the demons. Maybe you can get some bonus effects with it. I just don't see things with it. Alright. So as I said, I'm doing a bunch of these together just to try to make things faster. Okay, we got Druid here. So, going over the Druid cards. First one we got Dire Frostwolf is right here. 4/4 stealth, death rattle, summon a 2/2 wolf of stealth. I compare this to a piloted shredder. Excuse me. In that you're getting a much better initial body. A 4/4 stealth is better than 4/3 by far. The death rattle is reliable. You know what you're getting it. You know what you're getting with it. Druid has beast buffs. Druid has buffs that require going face, which stealth is really good for. So ultimately, really, really, really good card. 5-star card. No question. Next one here, Heart of the Wild. Give a minion +2, then give your beast +1/+1. So it can be 3 mana. It can read 3 mana, give a beast +3/+3. You've got beasts, so that's going to be viable. The problem is I compare this to a Blessing of the Ancients. Blessing of the Ancients, it's a 3-star card. I'd easily rather have a Blessing than I would this, unless I have like a really, really good beast deck. So ultimately, I can't say it's anything more than a 3-star card. Hog Fury Adept. Battlecry, give all friendly characters +1 attack this turn. This includes your hero. 5-star card, no question. The reason it's not 6 is that there is a limit to how powerful the effect can be. Like, it's only +1 attack. So, and it's not permanent. So there are cases where a +1/+1 buff would be a lot better than this. There are cases where it just being a mini Savage Roar doesn't do anything, or it just does something like not that much. But in any case, this is like a perfect card for token decks. It's a great card on 2 to be able to clear things off. It's something that can set up honorable kills just by giving your hero a free ping. So yeah, 5-star card, really powerful card, one of the better cards in the set. Frostwolf Kennels. Here. At the end of your turn, summon the 2/2 Wolf of Stealth, lasts for 3 turns. So 3 mana to get 6/6 worth of stats. It's delayed, but this is going to be a really strong card. And look, it's so cute. The cub, it's so cute. It's looking at the squirrel. It wants to eat the squirrel. Oh. But okay. Anyways, yeah. It's a good card. It's slow. That's kind of why it's slow. That's why it's lower. But ultimately, you can keep the wolf stealth. You can wait for a big buff if you want. You can use this with beef synergy stuff. So yeah, 3-star card. Pride Seeker. Where are you? Your next choose 1 card costs 2 less. So My problem with this is that, and I know it's the current arena event, so there are issues here, but if you go mechanic, choose one. In Druid, how many choose one cards do you get? So it says your next choose one card costs 2 less. So you got 0.2, like you get, if you add this up, you can do it like here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7, 2, 7, 8, 8. So you can see, you can just, if you want to do the math, go ahead. They're averaging maybe one choose one card per deck. So there's a chance, good chance, this ends up being a, I may have underrated the card a little bit in my score here, but I think there's a good chance that this ends up being completely worthless. If you get your one choose one card and you play it before you get this, then it's worthless. If you don't get choose one cards, it's worthless. If your next choose one card is like 4 or 5 turns down the line, then the discount is not that impactful. So I think ultimately it's a 2-star card. Like maybe I underrated it a few points, but I don't think it's going to be better than a 2-star card. Pathmaker. Cast the other choice from the last choose one card spell you've cast. Okay, so it's a 3 mana 3/4 that does something. So again, if we go back to choose one cards, like remember this is a spell, right? So Soda Soil, that's good. Power of the Wild, that's good. Crystal Power, that's RNG. Feral Rage, that's fine. Nourish, you're not picking. Jade Idol, you're not picking. So you kind of see the problem here, right? There just aren't that many good choose one spells. Like even in this set, there's one choose one spell in here. So there's a good chance that this does nothing. So what is it? It's a 3/4. 3 mana 3/4. And you need, oh by the way, you also have had to played the choose one spell before. So yeah, ultimately I think maybe it's a 3 mana 3/4, that's a 3-star card. Alright. Next one here. Capture Cold Tooth Mine. Problem with this is it's 2 mana to cycle a card. So 2 mana, draw your highest cost card. I mean, that's not bad. That's why it's pickable. That's why it's 2 stars. But it's still 2 mana to get a card. And ultimately, I'm not sold on that. Frost Saber Matriarch. This one I may have underrated. It really, really, really depends on the beasts you get. If you don't have a set, if we don't have an arena set that has a lot of beasts, this might end up being mediocre. If you don't get your if you don't get your kennels or frost wolves or adepts, this might end up being mediocre. Now it works to choose one card, so that's fine. So something like Druid of the Claw will work. But ultimately, I can't. Like, I could see this being a 3-star card. I'm saying it's a high 2-star card because I don't trust you to get enough beasts and to have them out reliably to get this out. Okay. Wing Commander Movrick. Where are you? So Rush minions have honorable kills, summon a 2/2 Wyvern with Rush. Someone's going to do this against a Shaman in an arena and just completely ruin their day. Like, so again, you get the 2/2s out. So you have to honorable kill something to get it out. Not sure how reliable that's going to be. The 2/2s can't trigger, but that means you need to have something that has only 2 attack for that to trigger. So ultimately, it's still a good card. Like, it's a 3-star card. I don't think it's going to be broken. I think there's going to be... I don't think it's going to be... Well, what I want to say. I don't think it's going to be broken. I don't think it's going to be like a great card, but it's a card that sometimes does really powerful things. All right, that's it for Druid. We got Hunter. And Hunter, I'll just go through this quickly here. So, we start off with the commons Ram Tamer. Are you going to control a secret? Probably not. If you do, this is really powerful, so maybe in the mid to late game. If you do have a secret on 2 to play this here, that's good. I think that's ultimately enough to keep it as a 3-star card. Plus, there's a lot of secret fetch tools in this set. Bloodseeker. Okay, oh god. Oh god. The most oppressive card ever printed. And I'll tell you why. It's because your opponent cannot do anything to interact with it. when you take a look at some of the other oppressive cards, like if you have Vicious Fledgling, or Ramming Mount, or the Watchpost, all three of those cards at 3 mana were cards so oppressive they got banned, but you could do things to interact with it. Like the Watchpost, you were in a massive spot, but there were cases where you had that 5 damage, where you had that spell damage, you could summon things and you could make it worthless. Fledgling, if you had removal, you could do things to prevent it from snowballing. The Ramming Mount, if you could keep the hunter off the board long enough, maybe they'd get the immune, but maybe the immune wouldn't attack. Here, there's nothing you can do. Like, this is a snowball card that has initiative for 2 mana on curve. Like, as I said, this is the most oppressive card that has ever been printed. Like, the effect, you play this on 2, and I guarantee you're going to play this on 2, and somebody is going to concede before they make a turn 3 play because they realize the game is over. You play this on 2, you buff it. Then they have only a 3 health minion, so they have to either play nothing or play the 3 health minion to get eaten by this, so it turns into a 4 attack thing. So yeah, like in Arena, I don't think it's the most powerful card ever just because there's a limit to its effect, but it's more oppressive than anything that has ever been printed. It absolutely needs to be banned. And I'm one of those people who I'm the furthest person away from saying ban stuff. I say ban this, get it out of Arena. I mean, I didn't even say Ramming Out. I knew Ramming Out was going to be good. I never said ban it. Like, I didn't want Fledgling banned. MCT kind of, but yeah, this just please, Blizzard. I know you're not listening, but if you are, ban it. Mountain Bear. Savannah, 5/6 taunt, death rattle, some 2/4 cubs with taunt. The cubs are angry cubs. Look, so angry. Grr. So it's a high main with a better death rattle for 1 and taunt for 1 more mana. Like, that's really all you need to say. There is a case where Hunter is so bad that you cannot get to 7 mana for this card. So yeah, again, 5-star card. It's just a ton of stats, a ton of value for its effect. There may be super aggro hunters where you don't want to pick this. There may be metas where it isn't enough. Because I know there were metas with the Scrapyard Colossus, where you dropped that on 10 and it wasn't enough for 14/14 of on 10 just because your opponent got way too much of a value. And in those cases, maybe this goes down. But yeah, great card, 5-star card. Boulder Bunker. End of your turn, draw secret, sets cost to 1. So if you have a single secret, you play this. You've played 1 mana to cycle a secret. That's great. That's good. And that's what I'm valuing this as. Because I think you will have 1 secret, maybe 2 secrets. So you can play this and you can get multiple secrets out of it. That's much better. There is a case you draw your patches and it's worthless. But I think ultimately it's a 3-star card, especially if you get it early on and can build around it. Revive Pet. It's a discover thing. It really depends on your beasts. If you've got like a lot of token beasts, this gets really bad. But like if you can get a Basilisk off of this is more than willing to do that. So I think it's a low 2-star card, but I think it is definitely a pickable card. Stormpike Battle Ram here. Rush, Death Rattle, your next beast costs 2 less. There are big beasts you can get out there. Like if there's something like a Violet Worm that comes back, if there's something like there's other beasts you can get out there that are big. So like obviously you can get this to get the Mountain Bear out on 5. So I think ultimately that effect is going to be not super strong, but it's going to be good enough to make it like a 3-star card. Spring the Trap. Deal 3 damage to a minion and cast a secret from your deck. Honorable kill, cast 2. So again, this is another card that works with secrets. So if you have a secret in your deck, you play this and you get to cast it. I don't think you're going to have 2 secrets to justify the honorable kill part of it. If you do, then it becomes a lot better. But 4 mana, deal 3 damage, and cast the secret, that's okay. That's not great. I said I think it's a 2-star card. A lot of that is dependent. Number one, do you have secrets? Like I think I'm underrated. I'm gonna give it some extra points here because again, it's dependent on you having secrets. So I don't know how many secrets you will have, but I think that if you have one, then it's fine. All right. Let's see here. Next card, Ice Trap. So when your opponent casts a spell, return it to your hand. Instead, it costs one more. It's like a quasi counter spell in a sense. So it has all the same weaknesses as a counter spell though. So and counter spell was like it was only really good in like certain metas, and otherwise it was just a bad card. So if there's a meta where you can play around it, that's fine. But otherwise, I don't think that it's really worth it because they get the card back. That's the key thing. Counterspell, they lose the card completely. So with this, they get the card back. It costs one more, but if they lose their big buff card, they can just play the buff card the next turn. Or if they lose their coin, fine, they don't have a coin, then it's perfectly fine. They can just like play the coin to get rid of the coin in their hand. So yeah, I think ultimately a 1-star card, I just don't think the fact it goes back into their hand is just not worth it for me. Wing Commander Ichman. Yeah. There are cases where like if you have a bunch of basilisks in your deck, that this can be worth it to thin out your deck. I don't think those cases are going to come up reliably enough. I think it's a bad card. Pretty much everything's it's a bad card. It's not 0 because it does do something, but it's a 1-star card. It's a bad card, like one of the worst legendaries you will get. And I'm going to do Mage here just to run through this. All right, going through the Mage spells. Mage is pretty simple here because they don't. Most of their stuff is simple. All right, Siphon Mana. Well, this is not that simple. So here's the issue. We're in Arena. Arena, you're not going to have a handful of spells. So deal 2 damage, honorable kill, reduce the cost of spells in your hand by 1. 2 mana, deal 2 damage, that's mediocre. So the effect requires you to have spells in your hand. It's Arena, you're not going to. Now, if you get this off something like an Evocation, if you get this off something like a Mage spell that generates a bunch of Mage spells, then it becomes a lot more annoying, then it becomes a lot more powerful, but as it is by itself, it's a 2-star card, it's just average. Next one here, Shivering Sorcerers. Sorry, not that one. This one. Reduce the cost of the highest spell card in your hand by 1. It's Arena, you're not going to hold on to spells in your hand. Like maybe it might actually be worse if you hold onto a spell so you can get it discounted by this that you can't cast for like a few turns. So what is it? It's a 1 mana 2/2. That's good. I think the battle cry effect is fine, but I don't think it's like game breaking. I don't think it's like really all that good. I think it's ultimately just a 3-star card. Amplified Snow Flurry. It's a 2/3. It makes your next 0 power cost 0, which means it's like a 2/3 with the targeted ping and freeze the target. Like, yeah, really good. There's a limit on how good this can be. That's why it's a 4-star card. But yeah, really good card. Not much needs to be said. Build a Snowman. 6-star card. So the reason this is a 6-star card is because we already have a comparison card. That's Pyros. Pyros was a 5-star card, which gave you a 2/2, then a 6/6, then a 10/10. This gives you a 3/3, a 6/6, and a 9/9. And in addition, because it spells, like on turn 9, you can get the 3/3 and the 6/6 together. And all of them freeze. So it's Pyros. It's a much better Pyros. It's a lot harder to deal with on your opponent's side because they can't just like silence or transform it. So yeah, ultimately 6-star card, incredibly powerful value card for Arena. Iceblood Tower. Okay, so what you can do is you can draft 2 Iceblood Towers. So your first Iceblood Tower can then cast your second Iceblood Tower. And your second Iceblood Tower can cast a bunch of random small stuff that you draft because it's Arena that blow up your own side of the board and now you've spent 10 mana to die. That's the card in a nutshell. It gets points because there are box effects where this can tutor out the box. And that's it, 1 star. Same thing, except it's not going to kill your own, you're not going to spend 10 mana to kill your own stuff. So again, Arcane Brilliance here. I should probably like bump it up to like 22 or something like that, which I will here. But yeah, it's a bad card. You're very unlikely to have these in your deck to begin with. Maybe you can get a box. Maybe, so yeah, just like bad card. Really, 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 really deck dependent. Rune of the Archmage. Hey, it's a box. Well, it's not exactly a box. 20 mana. 20 mana worth of stuff. That should be more than enough to blow up some stuff. I'm not sure how much stuff it can blow up with 20 mana. I compare it to kind of like a Solarian Prime. I think Solarian Prime is better than this, like even the effect. Cast 5 random spells. For this, cast 5 random spells at your opponent if you can. I think cast 20 random spells is... So I think it's a 4-star card. I don't think it's box level, but I think it's powerful. Mass Polymorph. Transfer all minions into 1/1 sheep. This is good, but it blows up your side of the board as well. And there are enough buffs around there that keeping a few 1/1s up is not exactly that great. I think it's good. I think it's a 3-star card, but I don't think it's really all that strong. And then last one here. So just rushing through these. Belinda Stonehearth. Draw 2 spells, swap their cost with this minion stats. It's Arena, you're going to have low cost spells, which means you're going to get a 6 mana, like maybe 3/3, that draws 2 spells. And that's not good. I think it's okay. I think just because you draw 2 spells, it's barely a 2-star card, but I think ultimately not that great. All right, that's it for those 4 classes. Next one, the next 3 classes up, they are going to be, just check here, Paladin, Priest, and Rogue. So I will see you for that video. Take care until then.